Good morning, everyone. I'm Shweta from Guinea's Planet, and today we have Semichan Joseph all the way from Kochi. He is here with us today to talk about his PhD research. As you already know, Research for Everyone is a series where we simplify research and research findings and bring it to you. Semichan Joseph is an assistant professor at School of Social Work, Bharat Matha College, Kochi. And now I'm going to start with my series of questions so that we understand what Semichan did in his research. Okay, so Semichan, tell us about your research. What was that about?
Okay, Sweta, thank you. Thank you very much for this opportunity to share my experience related with my research topic. Actually, I was a research scholar in the last 4 years. So just submitted my PhD in the topic about a study on programmatic service delivery of women school counselors in Kerala. Actually, that is my topic. Actually, India is very well known for our well-known family system. We are well known for our family systems, and we, in the time of stress, in the time of any conflict, our children are actually given very much support from the families in the past. But there is a huge shift is witnessing in our contemporary society from joint families to nuclear families. So here is the context of introducing school counseling into our system. When we talk about school counseling, actually it is purely a Western concept. Maybe in the initial history of Indian history, we maybe find some sort of experiences, some sort of examples of school counseling, but it's considered as a purely Western concept. But how these school counselors are working? See, these school counselors in a school context, they are working together along with students, parents, teachers, and the other administrators of the school to support the student community to come up from their the problems of life. Actually, counselors make regular assessments of the students' performance, and they also far just behind the performance, and to improve the level of performance of the students. Actually, see, my study was about the programmatic services of school counselors. See whether see school counselors are working in a school system, as I already told, in a school system, and they are dealing with many problems they are dealing, and at the same time they are dealing with many activities, many different levels of work they are doing. They have to do counseling, of course. They have to some duties related with their curriculum. They have to coordinate many activities, consult with many people, and they have some, so of course they have to do some administrative works. So how they are able to deliver all these services in a school context, and how it affects their self efficacy, whether they are facing any professional challenges in their day to day life as a school counselor, and how they rate themselves about their job satisfaction. These were the different variables I took into my research. So when we talk about programmatic service delivery, it is little bit a technical term. So let me explain what is programmatic service delivery. See, school counselors, they are working with different domains of children. Actually, their service is more or more focused on four domains. When I say four domains, they are always dealing with academic performance of students. At the same time, they have dealing with personal, social, and career aspects of different issues related with all these four domains. So programmatic service delivery comes all the activities which is rendered, or the services which is rendered by the school counselors with related to these four domains. That is all about the beginning of my topic, Sweta.
So, right, thank you. So, Semichan, because your research. This research with school counselors was focused on Kerala, as we understand. So tell us, how did you go on finding the information that you were looking for? You talked about variables, you talked about what you were looking for. How did you go ahead and find that out?
It was really interesting. Actually, Kerala, you all know, Kerala is very pioneer in many developmental milestones. Kerala is pioneer, but in the case of school counseling also, in the year 2008, government of Kerala introduced school counselors into the system, government system, but they are contractual staff, and they have many challenges they are facing. But all over the 14 districts of Kerala, school counselors are appointed by the state government. So I, through this systematic process, I selected, see, Kerala is divided into, historically it is divided into three parts: Travancore, Cochin, and Malabar. So I took all these representatives, or the respondents from all the three area regions, and I took six districts, two from each region, and it constitute nearly 250 counselors I selected from the six different districts of Kerala, in order to get a wider picture of the state level. So that is what my research, data collection. It took nearly around 6 months to complete that data collection. So I have to travel nearly six districts, from one place to another place, one school to another school, to gather. Only one school has only one counselor. Like that, I want to travel. So it took several months to complete the data collection. So this is what data I collected.
Right. But considering, I mean, 250 is a huge number, and you said that you anyway you did this in 6 months. So how were you able to get entry into schools, and how did you convince the counselors that you must participate in my research? Uh, how did you do what was the process to do all that?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, Kerala government has entrusted Women and Child Development Department to run this school counseling program. So I contacted the Directorate of Women and Child Development. They very, very supportively, they may give permission to do the research in return. So with that written support from the Directorate of Women and Child Development, I contacted the CDPOs concerned, heads of these women's counselors. So exactly, I might have included in the later stage, all the respondents are women. So they are come under Women and Child Development Department and under the guidance of CDPO. So I could approach the CDPO, and through them I visited individually in schools. And of course, many of my friends are working as school counselors. So they all very frankly, I tell, their support was excellent to complete the data collection, in order to find that school counselors and their time and all. So that was the journey all about.
All right. So also considering, I mean, for the benefit of audience who may not have done PhD, so for them, can you share as to how did you remember all the information that you got from 250 people? Because that's a lot of information and a lot of conversations. So where
Yeah.
were you keeping all that information? How were you keeping it? What were you doing with it?
Yeah, I kept a questionnaire with me to get a clear picture about these questions. Definitely I may get, when I get interacted with a counselor, I may ask many questions, many personal experience they may share the challenges, many things it was there. But still, in order to keep into the track, I use a questionnaire, constituting the four specifically developed questions. One is about the school counselors' programmatic delivery, and another thing is about their self-esteem and self-efficacy, and another one is about their job satisfaction. Of course, the fourth one is about the professional challenges. That four type of different questionnaires I used to collect, gather information from these school counselors.
Right. And then that information, did you add it to some document or something to make sense of what everybody was saying?
I couldn't get you, ma'am.
So when you had all this question, like answers in the questionnaire, what did you
Yeah.
do next? with that
In
information?
the next stage, no, in the next stage, of course I use SPSS, the software statistical package for social sciences. With the support of that package, I do analyze that data in a comprehensive manner, different levels, different tables, different strategies, different data. It was really interesting to do that type of analysis by using a by using the support of this package called SPSS. So, being a social scientist or a social work background, we used to be whenever see anybody wants to get in touch with the research, wants to learn some basics about this type of data analysis and some softwares, like it will help you. Definitely, it will help you to do the research in a beautiful manner.
Right, right. So I think
So,
what you're saying is that when the information that you have is a lot, you do need help sometimes of these softwares which help you
exactly, ma'am.
work in a more quick manner. Okay.
Exactly,
Let's,
ma'am.
let's get to the next step. What were the key findings that you discovered like from your research?
Exactly. Actually, the major findings, when I talk about the major findings, majority of the my respondents, see, I already told you, the women school counselors, their overall level of programmatic service delivery is high. But interestingly, when I get to the second findings, see, nearly half of the respondents are experience high level of professional challenges. It is the level of professional challenges is high. At the same time, they are experiencing high level of overall programmatic service level delivery and self-efficacy and job satisfaction. Even though they are experiencing high level of professional challenges, their self-efficacy, their job satisfaction and programmatic service delivery is very high. That was my major findings, which I want to share with the entire people who are interested to know about my research.
Okay, can you share, because you also wanted to know the professional challenges that people were facing. So can you
Exactly,
share
ma'am.
one or two examples from that front?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, among these variables which I used, I already told you the self-efficacy, job satisfaction, programmatic service delivery. All these three has different. Already, people are studied about these variables and has many statistically developed tools was there. But when we talk about the professional challenges, see, when I met school counselors initially, they started to speak about the professional challenges. The major challenge they are facing in a school community is the lack of understanding of the responsible persons, especially the teachers, administrators, about the value or about the nature of school counseling, what it is, how the duty of a school, what are the duties of a school counselor, all those things. The stakeholders which is very close to the school counselor, like a principal, teachers, they are not that much aware about their roles. So, and many counselors shared me it maintaining confidentiality is a big challenge in a school environment, because these counselors are sitting in a staff room with all other colleagues, and when some students are approaching the counselor for a counseling, they have to come out from the staff room and go to the counseling room. Many of the schools don't have such counseling rooms at all. They may sometimes want to go to biology lab, computer room, some other rooms. So they have to shift with their clients. So infrastructure, lack of infrastructure facilities was of course there, and as I said, the confidentiality maintaining, it is very difficult. So I already told you that these people are not aware about the value and the nature of school counseling. See, whenever a student approaching a counselor, the very next moment, one who is approaching this counselor is his class teacher. What his problem, what he shared, this obviously the teachers has a curiosity to know what is the problem of the students, but the counselor is in a dilemma, how she can be able to share all these informations shared by the client to this to his class teacher or other teachers. So such difficulties they are facing. These are the major challenges. Of course, we when we talk about the professional challenges, lack of infrastructures, the facilities are there, understanding levels are there, many other, and in depth they many of them shared that they need more professional training, on the job training, to continue as school counselors. So these are the major challenges, if I say, our school counselors are facing.
Right. Thank you for sharing the Semichan. I think if we look at the broader, mental health services and integrated services, even within different institutions where people are performing different roles,
Yes,
uh,
ma'am.
some of the challenges that you mentioned are actually very common. Lack of space, lack of you
Exactly.
know boundary, private spaces. What to say to people where, because you cannot get into corridor conversations about people that you're talking to.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, right. So now, in this research, did anything emerge which was surprising for you? Like you had not expected it in the beginning, but it emerged in your research. Is there anything like that?
Actually, see, as you said, this the professional challenges, all these are very common. When we understand, when we assess these challenges, we can find that, see how this system is working. It is very rich, embarrassing for me, some sort of headache for me in this. So in order to approach in order to break the rectapism in the lower levels, not in the higher levels. Higher levels, people are very welcoming, and people are very eagerly supporting, or very extending their support in a very cordial way. But in the ground level, when we come to approach, suppose if I get a permission, I already told you, mentioned about the permission issues. In the central level, it is very easy for me to get the permission, but in the bottom level, when I approach for the interview, see, many of them are very much afraid to share about their professional challenges, or about their nature of work. This feel difficult for them to express it. So it was really a shocking information for me. um, and another many other things are there to share, but at this point I particularly remembering that, but in that embarrassment, or what I say,
Right.
of the teachers, of the counselors.
Considering that you already started talking about challenges, can you tell us more about the challenges that you faced as a researcher?
Yeah, this is the data collection was the excellent, see, data collection was the major challenge I faced, because the respondents are spreading six different districts, so I have to travel, so that challenges was there. And of course, when we talk about, when we think about research reviews, or what the previous researchers was studied about this particular topic, was very much important. So when we consider about school counseling, very less people are taken school counseling as their area of research in the context of India. See, many studies are there in the Western world, especially Canada, UK, and the countries like Australia and USA has done. Many people are done researchers in the area of school counseling. See, when we think about India, Indian studies are very less. So obviously it is due to the emerging status of school counseling. So that was a big challenge, the lack of previous studies or reviews. And during the, I already mentioned about the data collection, during the process of tool formulation, I was thinking about, see, different variables and different tools. Say three variables, I got the already established tools, but when we talk about professional challenges, nothing was there. So I discussed this matter with my guide, Dr. Nirmala, from Bharatha University, Trichy. She was an excellent mentor and very good supporter of mine. So both of us discussed about the professional challenges, and how can we make this as a standardized tool. So later, the support of many scholars, many eminent personalities in the field, we developed school counselors professional challenges scale. That scale development was a wonderful experience. At the same time, it was a real challenge for me. See, as I said personally to the budding researchers or social work students or researchers want to do research in the area of school counseling and all. See, when we talk about doing research, see, scale development and the tool development is very interesting area if you have a time to do the research in a full-time manner. See, many of my friends are approaching me this time to guide them about the research and all. But my suggestion to all those people, if you are really interested to do research, do full-time research. Otherwise, we can't able to do justice to the topic, to the process of research. So at least you have to stick at least 1 or 2 or 3 years for exclusively for the research work. Then only we'll be able to do all these things. So this was the challenges I faced. Is
Right,
it okay,
right.
ma'am?
Yeah, yeah, sure. And considering the amount of work that goes into a PhD level research, I think uh, doing it part time would mean obviously spending a lot more time doing the same thing that one can do, like if one is doing it in a full time manner.
Yeah,
Let's see how it works out for various researchers who are also juggling different roles, and
exactly.
some people find it really hard to actually do it full time as well. But Semichan, I was looking at the conversation, and I felt that you also wanted to probably talk about some of the recommendations based on your research.
Yeah,
So,
sure, ma'am. Sure. I have some recommendations for the see, especially school counseling is a new area or developing area. So parents, teachers, and the administrators, the government representative should be educated what school counseling is and what are the major roles provided by the school counselors. So that type of education, that type of awareness creation should be done from the grassroots level. That was one of my interesting recommendation. And the second, when we talk about the recommendations in a Kerala context, our schools has a school counselor ratio is only 1 is to 6,000 counselors. So it means only one counselor is serving for the 6,000 students in the government sector. So of course we need to increase the number of school counselors in the school counseling system of Kerala. And at the same time, government of Kerala has only appointed female counselors in the system. That is maybe due to some notion that children may share more with women counselors. Some sort of notions may be there to appoint only women school counselors. But in the after the research, I can say that we should incorporate male counselors also into this system. They can easily work along with male students than the teachers. So may incorporating male counselors into the system is another important recommendation. And at the same time, see, in the context of Kerala, uh, psychology, sociology, and social work background people are working as counselors. So in see, after doing this research and compare the service delivery areas of these three domains, I could recommend to the government that see, instead of school counseling, the government should consider about school social work. What I say, why I am saying about school social work. See, counseling is only one particular area of service provided by a social worker in a school context. See, they have to coordinate many activities. They have to do academic related activities. They have to consult with the parents, teachers, and all other people. So, other than school counseling, a school social work can be initiated by the government. After this study, I can recommend like this, because social workers are professional social workers are trained in case work, group work, community organization, Of course, they are studying psychological background of students and all the related papers they are studying. So in order to get a more comprehensive picture of the student community and the school community, it is recommended to specifically strict on school social work than school counseling. So these are the major interesting recommendations that I want to share with the entire team.
And while you were sharing the recommendations, I think you were also hinting at the fact that work with children and work in school requires many perspectives and many skills, and of course,
Exactly.
also a lot of teamwork. So, if you can't find everything in one person, you find more people to do the same
Exactly.
thing and to work.
That also I included in my recommendation. But when I talked with Madam only, I came to recall that one. Actually, a multidisciplinary team approach should be introduced in the system of counseling. See, sometimes we need to get the support from the psychologist. Psychiatrist sometimes may be needed. Sometimes some other trained persons may be needed. So different levels we need to create in the case of school counseling. Maybe in the educational district wise, in the district wise, in the state level, some sort of resource pool should be created related to school counseling, and it will give more value for the services of rendered by the counselors in the grassroots level, school level. So that will help the school counselors also, when they face that also was a professional challenge faced by the counselors, when they feel that these particular children need some extra care or referral services is needed. At the current system there is no referral system, so we need to create a referral system also in the case of school counseling. Thank you for remembering me that area. That was a real interesting area of my research.
Right. Thank you, Semichan, for sharing about your research in an open and candid manner. And for the benefit of people who are watching this video, if you look at what Semichan shared with you today, so you know that you start with core objectives of what you're trying to find out, and then you set in motion a plan where you try to find out from different sources, and you also think about, okay, how do I find these people that I have to take this information from? And that's what Semichan also did. And then you also heard, okay, what did he do with all that information? Because 250 people and information coming from that big a group is a lot of work. And then you heard, okay, what were the key findings? Because you also have to make sense of information that you've got. But your work does not end there. Being a researcher also means looking at the implications of your research. Okay, what you found out something. Now, what next? What will this help change? Or how will this help? And that's why Semichan also shared with you about the recommendations, some of the recommendations that he made. Of course, his work was huge, so listing out everything obviously was
Yes,
not possible in this quick video.
short conversation.
But do feel free to get in touch with him. The information to contact him is in the bio. You can connect with him and find out more about his research. Thank you,
Thank you.
Semichan, for joining us
I'm
today.
also. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I extend my thanks from my heart. My college also very thankful to you, Baratha Matha College, Trikakara. See, it was an opportunity to share research without using the jargons and all, for the common man's understanding. So thank you so much for this opportunity. We'll meet again.